Hello and welcome to Douglas the Toothpaste Wizard episode number 15. I apologize for missing last week. I got too busy with work and just couldn't manage it last week, plus I wasn't feeling so good. Anyway, I've been in a stinky mood, and that's why this week we are going to be reviewing oral herb. So this episode is called The Bitter Herb, because we are doing oral herb from Thailand. This is probably the nastiest tasting toothpaste I have ever tried in my entire life, and it suits my mood perfectly. Nasty. Anyway, I do apologize for missing last week. As I said, I was really busy, not in a great mood, not as charismatic or as energetic as I usually am. As typical in these times. It's tough times during the coronavirus lockdown. There's less mobility, there's more isolation. It's a hard time and affects the Douglas the Toothpaste Wizard too. So that's why I decided we'll do oral herb this week, which is really bitter and nasty. This toothpaste called Oral Herb. It's from Thailand. It's got guava leaf extract, clove oil, Strabius asper leaf extract, and the Strabius asper. The Strabius asper is another toothpaste tree, much like the miswak, which we had the other day, but it's a different one. Anyway, this one, the Strabius asper tree, which is used in exactly the same way. Maybe it is the same thing as the miswak. It's got a different name, but I don't think so. Anyway, same thing. They make it into sticks, and they sort of do it in the brush things. We got the leaf extract for this particular toothpaste. This one has a lot of the typical chemical ingredients in it, including SLS. This one's got salt. I actually like salty toothpastes. I think that they're kind of tasty. I like salty toothpaste. I got some great salty toothpaste, including another one from Asia. Maybe we'll get to that one. It's a different Colgate. This one is Oral Herb from Thailand, and it is super nasty. And we're going to get in there. We're going to see it. How I react to it when we get in there. Anyway, again, as I said, it's been tough times, and I have been not feeling so well. It's hard. As I said, coronavirus, lockdown times, isolated. I can't really go anywhere. My visa is still being, in the sort of process of happening. So if I leave the country, I can't even get back. It's important to take measures to protect your mental and psychological health. If you can have some company, that's great. I am going to give you a different tip for the coronavirus lockdown vitality tip to combat your sad feelings. All right, let's get to that. So this week's coronavirus lockdown vitality tip is to combat feelings of loneliness, sadness, depression, and so forth. You have to be active. You can't sit around in bed all the time and just be sad or watch Netflix or do nothing. You gotta take some measures. One of the things that I recommend that you do is try and learn something. You've probably got extra time, so learn something. I decided recently to pick up, revitalize an old learning interest of mine. And now I am starting to learn about Chinese philosophy, or I'm learning some Chinese philosophy. I'm still in the olden times, and so I have a quote from Confucius, which I feel like is particularly apt for these times politically, especially if you're in the United States of America. Anyway, Confucius was all about trying to be a better person. He was a humanist, maybe one of the first humanists. And he said, we're all about virtues and individual virtues as part of your social virtues. One of the things that he said, Confucius said that the superior man, and it's translated as man, but we can extrapolate and just say the superior person is broad-minded but not partisan. And the inferior person is partisan but not broad-minded. And I think that's something that we're all struggling with today, especially in the political climate. So anyway, learn something, be broad-minded, don't be partisan, please be patient with other people, try and be kind. It's a moment when we have to bring as much goodness into the world as we possibly can, even though it's tough and we have our slip-ups. I've totally been slipping up recently, but that's my vitality tip of the week. Learn something and try and be a good person. All right, let's get back to the show. Before we get in there and review the oral herb with Strabius asper leaf extract, Let me remind you of our criteria for rating. We're rating on taste, cleanliness, foaminess, mouthfeel, aftertaste, and the bonus, aesthetics and smell. All right, let's get in there and check out this nasty, nasty toothpaste, Oral Herb from Thailand. All right, here we are in the bathroom with our Oral Herb, the Bitter Oib from Thailand. Let's check this one out. All right. Ooh, it's got a very, very nasty smell to it. It's just sort of like, chemically and not so pleasant. All right, it's aesthetics, white, cream, not so interesting. I put a lot on there. Let's check it out. All right. Yeah, that's so nasty. It's really, it's like stinging my eyes and everything. Actually, that's kind of interesting. Taste-wise, this is super unpleasant. It's like strong, but it doesn't have any like nice taste to it. It's just like yucky. Although the mouth feels okay. It's kind of like tingly. I like the mouth. And the foaminess is really good too. But the taste is so awful. I just blew a bubble. It's awful. I just want to get it out of my mouth. This is terrible. Okay. The aftertaste is also really nasty. I do not like this. And I'd say the cleanliness is okay, but the thing is that I didn't want to keep it in my mouth. So, that's another problem I have. If you don't want it in your mouth, how can you clean your freaking teeth if you don't want the toothpaste in your face? Anyway, let's get in there and do the reviews. All right, so we've reviewed the Bitter Herb, the Oral Herb from Thailand with Strabelus asper leaf extract and clove and a bunch of other stuff. This is such a nasty toothpaste. I am really, my mouth feels like it's just been violated. I really am not happy with it. Anyway, for taste, I'm giving it a 1. This is my lowest rating. Number 1, it is the worst. Lowest rating for taste. The mouthfeel though was tingly and I kind of like that, so I give it a 5. For foaminess, it was actually a little bit better than average. I'll give it a 6. Aftertaste, again, I give it a 1. My mouth still has a terrible taste in it. And for cleanliness, I would only give it a 3. It actually did do a decent job of cleaning, but I don't think it was in there long enough to do a good job because the taste was so nasty. Anyway, the total for this toothpaste, Oral Herb, is 3.2. This is not a good toothpaste. I don't know if it has other functions which are good for your mouth or so forth, but if you don't want to keep it in your mouth and it tastes awful, what's the point? This takes the joy out of brushing your teeth entirely. I do not like it, but it was reflective of my mood this last week, which was kind of nasty, left a bad taste in my mouth all week. Anyway, that's the show for this episode. Thanks for joining me. Please make sure to take care of yourself. These are tough times. There's a lot of bad vibes around, a lot of people feeling bad. Try and bring some goodness into the world. That's my advice for you if you want some advice. If not, just keep on living as you're living as long as you're not damaging anybody else. Thanks a lot. Please like, subscribe, comment, give me your comments, and so forth. I always like to interact with my fans and toothpaste lovers around the world. Until the next time, peace and I'm out.